And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition here, the final day, I should say, of the OSC Elite Rising Star 18, day number 7. I'm of course your host, VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players and by the people in the chat as well. Welcome one and all to one of the major events here featuring up-and-coming players. Welcome to the OSC Elite Rising Star tournament. This is a tournament designed for those rising star talents in StarCraft. Let's go, baby, let's go. The way this tournament works is that it is restricted. It is restricted and limited to players that have not achieved too high accolades when it comes to offline events. Offline events like EWC, DreamHacks, IEMs, events of that nature. If we did go too far, then you are ineligible for the OSC Elite Rising Star event. Likewise, if you place too highly in the OSC Elite, in the OSC Championships, alongside even winning too many of these events, then you're also ineligible. So that's why we are excluding certain players. But otherwise, we have the up-and-coming talent in StarCraft facing off in one big major event. Let's go. Let us go. Again, 7 weeks. It's been actually, I think, a little bit more than that, actually, like 8 to 9 weeks of StarCraft of OSC Elite, and now we have our top and final players. Let's go. Let us go. Let us catch up on the bracket itself. Un momento. And here we go. Bam. Okay, so quickly heading on over here. Exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the bracket yourselves. The bracket is, of course, live. It is updated. It was a massive bracket here, double elimination. We did have so many matches taking place, and every series was cast, of course. When it came to the upper bracket, very quickly here, bam, we have GG Machine. I would say a bit of an upset, but GG Machine did actually go all the way, took down Rebellion, took down Milky Cow, took down Shameless to make it all the way to the grand finals. Crazy win, crazy result there for GG Machine. Meanwhile, we now have the final day of StarCraft here. We are going to be following the lower brackets. Going to be following the lower bracket here. We have MiniZergUA already causing an upset, did take down Jimmy in the lower bracket round 2. We're going to be following him into Moja. That's going to be our next series. We'll be following that into Lelix, into Sebestus, into Shameless, into GG Machine. We have 5 series ahead of us here tonight, starting with Moja versus MiniZerg, ending with GG Machine. Let's go. Let us go. So plenty of matches, plenty of StarCraft is ahead of us here, and let us quickly jump into our first series of the broadcast. We're going to be jumping into Moja versus MiniZerg. Game 1 is going to be on Ruby Rock. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the German Terran player. We have the Red Terran. It is Moja. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Blue Zerg player. The Blue Zerg player himself representing Hokago T-Team. It is MiniZergUA. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we delve into our ZVT. Coming into this here, we'll see how our players do approach, as we do have Moja opening up 2 ranks Reaper on the low ground. Moja, of course, he's on the clan 8 ranks. He was known for hyper cheese, hyper aggressive, especially last year, but nowadays 8 ranks has fallen out of fashion. And of course, and actually we could see it here in this matchup, depending on the early to mid game. Otherwise, we'll see how Moja does approach said mid game after the 2 ranks Reaper opener. Rax is going to be on the way. Meanwhile, MiniZergUA, he is a very young up-and-coming player. I say very young, he's around like 19 years old. I believe he is technically older than GG Machine, but he's young in the sense that when it comes to this level of play, he's very new. GG Machine, MiniZerg, he's been around for quite some time, but been around at around the Masters level. He only recently rose up into GM and rose up into like 5.5k MMR, and recently has been excelling and getting better and better results. And I just mentioned earlier, there was a big upset where he took down Jumi. Jumi is not an easy opponent whatsoever, so to bring down Jumi was a massive win for MiniZerg. There have been a couple of big power spikes or a couple of big results from MiniZerg here and there that have been sprinkled in, and it's been great to see his growth as a player. Still has a lot to go, but already making it this far in the tournament is a massive win for MiniZerg. And we'll see how he compares to Moja. Meanwhile, the Overlord does move out. I assumed it was going to be 2 Factory, but no, it's going to be a Rax on low ground into a Factory. It's going to be a Factory after the CC. We're going for a bit of a special opener here on the low ground. And the downside of this kind of build here, and we'll see if MiniZerg reacts, is that all the production is on the low ground. The Rax, the Factory, it's all on the low ground. So against a Roach all-in, if the Roaches, if they take control of the natural, which is normal, which is standard, they also take over the production. Typically against Roach all-ins, 2 base Roach all-ins, typically you do abandon the natural, you abandon it, you evacuate all the workers, and you just make a stand at the ramp, and you protect your main base, you evacuate all the boys, you lift the CC, and you can hold quite nicely. But in this kind of position where your production is on the low ground, you have to defend the low ground, you have to defend the natural, and you can find even more damage as a Zerg player as a result. Oh no, the Reaper gets surrounded. Moja slipping up. He does slip up, he does get surrounded. Third base is going to be on the way. This is a delayed third expansion from MiniZerg. True, it is going to be delayed, but I don't see any gas income. Yeah, no gas income and no Roach Warren. Again, I do really like the idea of responding and reacting to this with Roaches, but MiniZerg is playing standard. He does go for a standard response. Meanwhile, we have the 1-1-1 follow-up here by Moja after the third CC. So 3 CC 1-1-1 into his own Banshee play. Looks like a standard opener, assuming Banshee, but we'll keep an eye on the tech labs, we'll keep an eye on any add-on swap. But now Hellions are amassing, and we'll see if MiniZerg can keep up with the early game Hellion aggression. Let's go. Oh, the gamba, papi, the gamba. As here come those Hellions, there's a tech lab on the initial racks. Link Scout does confirm the starport, does confirm it's still on the way, so is aware that there's a CC in the main. And oh, okay, we're going for what looks to be a Hellbat Marauder push, assuming this isn't a fake out with an armory. We're waiting for the armory here. We'll keep an eye on Moja. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Ruda 2.2. Thank you so much for the subscription with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing. We do appreciate the support. Hope you enjoy the content, the casting, and the StarCraft, papi. Hope you enjoy it. As Zero does poke in. There's the add-on swap. Okay, so it looks like it was a fake out. So it was a fake out. There's the add-on swap. Looks like we're not going for the armory. We're not going for any kind of a Hellbat push. But MiniZerg, what has he seen? He saw the... Oh, did he see the research? He didn't. Oh, yeah. So he's not fully aware. He's not fully aware. Behind this is droning. It's going to be a lair first build here by MiniZerg. Meanwhile, we have Hyperfight Rotors, delayed Banshees out of Moja. Now, the early Viking, which did reveal itself, which did hunt down one of the Overlords, does make it seem like we are not going for a Banshee opener, as this is inefficient. This delays the Banshee by quite a bit because we did have to make the Viking first. So in MiniZerg's eyes, he may delay his spores. Spores are being thrown down in the third base mineral line, in the main base mineral line as well, but the natural is currently exposed. Oh, we're playing... God damn it. I forgot this about Moja. Yes, if we can't 8 racks, it's time to mech it up, papi. Let's go. Let's go. As the Overlord is hunted down. Nice pick up here by Moja. So that's going to be a second Overlord kill. And now coming in for the third. No transfuse. Yeah, no transfuse energy available. Overlord is going to go down. 3 Overlords. Massive pickups here from Moja. Very nicely done. Behind this going double armory, double upgrades, mass factory. Supporting his army with his own Banshees, of course, with speed Banshees. It's going to be battle mech with Banshee support. And this can get out of hand here. It's going to be a very mobile composition. And we'll see if Moja can get into a mineral line. Okay, that natural still exposed. Meanwhile, MiniZerg is none the wiser. I don't know if MiniZerg has much experience with Moja on the ladder. I would hope that he does. Again, Moja is known for his mech. But currently MiniZerg, he has no Roach Warren. He's going +1 Carapace, he's going into 1-1 upgrades, he's going into Ling Bane. Oof, this is not very efficient against mech, so I'm very concerned here for MiniZerg. Ling's attempts to slip in. Oof. Still no major scouting, still no sign of what's to come. Actually, at this point, seeing this many Hellions across the map and defensively should be a tell. Right, there should be a tell. Oh no, the Banshees are getting into the main. Get into the main base, Queen goes down, the mining is being denied of the gases. Nice hold position micro. And this is already getting out of hand. It's going to be 2 drone kills and a Queen. Now, something that's surprising me here is where are the Cyclones? I assumed it was going to be Battle Mech with Banshee support, but we are still making more and more Hellions, by the way, and we're going straight into tank production. So no Battle Mech and no Cyclones. It's more of a traditional composition. A lot more traditional. Meanwhile, Lingbane Hydra out of MiniZerg. This can work. It doesn't really have too much longevity here against mech, but it does have a certain timing available, especially with Vipers. So Lingbane Hydra into Viper Tech can hold its own, but against a tank heavy composition, less so. There's the hatchery under fire. It's going to be going down. We do have a couple of transfuses available. There we go, the first transfuse. Oof, but that's already going to be one. A queen going down. And no Banshee does fall. Moja pulls away, fully walling up back at home. Now MiniZerg, he is going to be cutting workers. 70 drones. 70 drones here for MiniZerg. We're cutting workers. We're amassing a Lingbane Hydra. At this point, he should be 100% confirmed. Of course, it is going to be mech. And we'll see if he stops droning. He's still making nothing but army. Yeah, there's no tech. There's no infestation bits for Hive Tech, for Vipers. Lings, they do slip in. Moja does react. He reacts, he responds. There are the drones. These are late. Yeah, late drones here from MiniZerg. He's now going for the Spire as well. This all does feel delayed for the Zerg player. His all delayed. We're going to be here for a while, aren't we? Because we're going into a tank-heavy composition, it means that Moja's not going to push into his max. Moja, he most likely will just turtle up until maxed out. He's just harassing with Hellions. This is the plus side of Battle Mech and casting Battle Mech, is that Battle Mech is usually a little more active and can end the game earlier. But here, yeah, we're gonna slow down. Ah, no Spore! Oof. Yeah, no Spore in position. 10 drones falling. Now we get the infestation bit again, the late pit here from MiniZerg. Hellions, they try to bust into a middle line. They take down the expansion. Hatchery goes down. Do we get both? Oh. Do we get both expansions? Okay, the queens do react. Queen's able to react in time. The Banshee's going to be zoned away. Wings are scouted. And cleaned up. And how many tanks do we have? 10. 10 tanks so far. I wouldn't be opposed to Moja just waiting until maxing out, but here he comes. Here comes the main push. Oh boy. Here comes the main army. Again, Hydras do struggle against a tank-heavy composition, and of course we have plenty of Hellbats that tank against the Lingbane. So I don't see MiniZerg dealing with this, I'll be honest. Not without Vipers. Now, I say that Mutas, true, the Spire is done, we have Mutas on the way, and nothing here shoots up, so Mutas can eventually clean this up. At the same time, Lings, they do hit the planetary. Likewise, Lings are going for the third base. As we mentioned before, MiniZerg, he knows he cannot deal with this army, so just going for the counter-attack. Mutas are revealed. Yeah, Mutas are going to be revealed here. We need some Thors. Lings there butts into the middle line. SV's going to be going down. Moja's in trouble. Moja. Yeah, losing every single SV at the third. And he's going to keep pushing. He's going to keep going. Yeah, now he scans. Looks like he didn't realize that there were Mutas before. The first Thor only just now begins. And he's going to push in. He's going to push through. He's still unsieged. Yeah, shaky fight here from Moja. He'll bleed out a bunch of his Hellbats. Tanks are going down. And he will lose every tank. Yeah, he'll lose every single tank. A messy fight here from Moja. Desperately pushes forward. The Mutas will clean this up. And MiniZerg, he's doing it. He's doing it, papi. Cleans up every single tank. Fourth base was not taken. The Muta play in the end did save him. Oh. And again, Moja, he had a late reaction. He had a really weird kind of committed push into the bases. MiniZerg is almost maxed. And here comes the Hive. Thankfully, he's taking up. He's taking up from here. We're committing a little bit too hard here, bleeding out some lings. Think of the mutas, they can get free damage. Catching in a couple of Hellbats. I would want to see these mutas be a little bit more assertive here. It's only 3 Vikings. Yeah, it's only 3. Now he dives in. Oh. Oh, he gets punished by the Thors. Oh, God. That was how many of those 4 mutas going down. He has to respect the Thors. Now, this is where we have to mention that if MiniZerg, if he controls too poorly, if he stacks up these mutas, they will get one-shot. By the amount of Thors that we're building up, it can be quite brutal here, so he's got to be careful. It's a very fragile composition. Behind this, I would want to see a Greater Spire and a switch into either Broodlords or switch into Lurker Tech. One or the other. Otherwise, MiniZerg is going to be in trouble. MiniZerg breaks in. And he still hasn't teched up. Like, he still doesn't really have anything behind this. Like, if he doesn't take up soon, the Thors can just A-move. There's gonna be a lot of Thors. Oh, boy. Yeah, here comes Moja. Vipers, they kind of help. I say kind of because it's still a Hydra-based composition. Okay, if the Vipers, if they can land the Blinding Clouds, and if the tanks stack. Okay, if the tanks, if they do stack up, then the Vipers can Blinding Cloud the tanks, the Hydras can push forward, and we can have a decent fight. Mutas hit the 3rd. Here comes the main tank army. Vipers are being spotted. Oof. Energy is being denied. Tanks are spreading out. Tanks spread out. Thors are pushing in. We have how many? We have 10 Thors. Oof. And here comes the second push. The second wave. Pushing into the natural. Vipers, they're gathering energy as we speak. They still need more time though. Yeah, the Vipers need more time. We're gonna try to come in for the full surround. Is it gonna be enough? Does MiniZerg have enough? Oh, does he get a tank? Oh no! He even does! He gets it too soon. Yeah, he comes in too soon. Every muta's gonna go down. Hydras now they come in. Vipers, they do blind out some of the tanks at least. Yeah, some tanks get covered. Thors, they pop off. Blind clouds running out. Hydras are trying to break through. He gets us around. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Thor's gonna be falling, and it looks like MiniZerg, he barely has enough. Just barely. Oh, God. Yeah, cleans up the final Thor. Takes on the final Thor. Did cost him every single muta, did cost him every single Viper, still lost an expansion. Economically wise, we're on a 2-base economy. Okay, we have top right, we have center left, sorry, center right as well. So we have a 2.5 base-ish economy. Meanwhile, across the map, Moja also no low SCV counts, but he has mules. Yeah, he's muling. We're getting messy. We're getting and finally battle mech. Speaking of finally, Greater Spire and Lurker Den. We needed this earlier. It would have been a much cleaner fight with either one of these tech structures. I'm going to say either one with Lurker Tech. It would have taken too long to make Corruptors and make Broodlords. It would have been unreasonable to ask for that. But Lurker Den could have been seen earlier, and that could have made for a cleaner fight. 12 drones going down. Oof. And we'll see if Moja can deny one of these bases. The planetary is done. Planetary is done. That's a lot of Thors waiting here at the forward base. It's Thor Cyclone. Cyclones are revealed. Jeez, we're just getting all the upgrades, right? we're investing into Neural. I mean, Neural is necessary against that Thor heavy composition. That is true. But the problem here is that MiniZerg, he's getting all these upgrades now, of all things, and he doesn't really have the economy at the moment. He needs to drone. Like, droning is paramount, and just now is droning up. But he has to recover economically. Because the droning is late, Cyclones are moving in. And the army is fragile. Oof. MiniZerg has to abandon its expansion. Has to pull away. Do we have any Vipers left? No. Okay, 0 Vipers. There are going to be 7 Sorry, getting up to 10 Infestors. Jesus. 10 Infestors. I believe we do have Lurker range. We need a... I mean, yeah, we do need Lurkers here. At the same time, the issue is that we're building up a Ling Hydra Infestor Lurker composition. This can be really good against Thors, but now we're switching back into tanks. Like, the tanks are still going to be an issue. And this is why, like, a Hydra-based composition against mech doesn't really do too well, because it struggles against heavy tank counts. You have to, like, adjust into Lurkers to deal with anything else. Vipers, I feel like, are going to be necessary. Oof, gets another mineral line. MiniZerg is maxing out. The best chance here, the best kind of case scenario is going to be to catch out these cyclones. To catch out a portion of the army first. Jesus. Lings, they do hit the 3rd. Not bad. Gets a tank. Might even get 2. Okay. 2 tanks going down. Lings, they slip into the mineral line. Very nice damage here from MiniZerg. Just moving in. Oh. Tanks, they force the siege. Engaging with the Thors. Does on Jin. Gets 1 Thor. Has to back up. Scan reveals all the Infestors. He sees, man. He sees. And I'm still having a hard time seeing how MiniZerg gets on top of the tanks. Lurkers are denied. Moja's pushing in. Here comes wave 3. The 3rd pushback. And here comes the main army. Takes out the hatchery. Pushing in towards the natural. Oh no, the scared. And that's going to be every Infestor going down. 10 Infestors, and they all fall immediately. And now it's purely Hydras. It's pure Hydra pushing into a siege line. Moja, he overwhelms, he breaks through. And with that, Moja's done it. Moja, he has done it. He has broken MiniZerg. GG gets called, and Moja, he will claim game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Moja, he will claim a lead in the series. And again, MiniZerg, he had some really nice moments. I was really surprised he got away with his muta play, and his mutas, they were able to shut down the first push, the first big army. Likewise, you saw him get a surround and eventually clean up the second push as well. Like, there were some decent engagements there from MiniZerg, but what was really lacking were 2 things: the economy and the army composition. Again, we never saw, even though we had a greater spy and a lurker den, we never saw lurkers, we never saw broodlords, of course. He never was able to rebuild his economy after that first big push as well. The Vipers, or if you call the mutas, and then the surround was very mistimed and was lacking a little bit there as well. And yeah, Moja did take advantage. Did overwhelm. And with that, GG, well played. Moja takes game 1. Now we're loading the game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. And you saw just how brutal it is to try to engage into a tank-heavy composition with Hydra Infestor. Again, the Infestors were the first things to go down. They just got target fired by all the tanks immediately. Like, it was brutal. Every Infestor fell. As we mentioned, that's why against that kind of composition, you do need Vipers, and even then, it's not a guarantee. But let's go. Let's get into game 2, and spawning in the bottom hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the German Terran player. We have the Red Terran leading the series 1-0. It is Moja. Let's go as he sends out 2 SCVs across the map. Did I say 2? 3. Proxy 3 racks, and spawning in the top right hand corner of Old Republic, we do have the blue Zerg player, the blue Zerg player himself representing Hokago T team, getting Proxy 3 racks. We have the Ukrainian Zerg player. It is MiniZergUA. Yeah. And here we go. Here comes our proxy. Raxes are being thrown down as we speak. Might not be 8 Raxes, but a hyper aggression nonetheless. Game 1 Mech, game 2 Proxy 3 Rax on brand here for Moja. MiniZerg, he's checking with the first Overlord. He does go across the map. The second Overlord should be checking the nearby proxy location, but no, is going to be parked outside of the natural. So this Overlord will give MiniZerg some information as to what's going on. The way this works here is that Moja, he wants MiniZerg to pull the boys. He wants him to pull the boys. He wants him to only see 2 SCVs. The way this works is against a proxy 2 Rax, you can pull the boys, deny, like chase the army, deny the bunkers, and shut this down. Against a 3 Rax, though, often that gets punished. Just because there are going to be extra Marines than normal. They're going to be more than expected, and they can punish the boys being pulled. And yeah, intentionally, we're showing 2 SCVs. We're showing 2 SCVs to MiniZerg, so he's making it look like a proxy 2 Rax. Bunker is going to be thrown down. Yep, the boys are being pulled. He does get baited. Third SCV is revealed, and now we have to commit anyway. Yeah, it does commit. It does take down the first bunker. SCV does fall. And thankfully doesn't chase. Okay. Does not chase. Pulls back with the drones. Second bunker's on the way. Again, we have to buy time for the queens. We have to buy time for the Zerglings. So no spine crawler. Does try to break out. Okay, there are 4 lings, down to 2. Down to 1. Down to 0. 0 lings. Now it's just the drones. Marines, they do slip away. They don't get surrounded. And every drone is going to go down here. Oh, God. 3, 4 drone kills. Thankfully, though, actually, only 3. That's acceptable. That's acceptable losses. Only 3 drones. Queens are out. MiniZerg holds. Okay, MiniZerg, he does hold, he does defend. He just had to buy time for the queens, and he did minimize losses. Did lose 3 workers, and the worker... Oh no. The boys are being pulled, and he abandons the low ground. The spines are on the way. Very good reaction here. We need more spines. Second spine crawler, Pappy. There we go. Again, shout out to the MVP Overlord. He saw the boys being pulled, abandons the low ground. MiniZerg is doing it. I wouldn't have been opposed to like a 3rd queen instead of a 3rd spine crawler, but regardless, no, he goes back. Moja, he turns back around. He will kill the Logan expansion. He's going back home to mine. Moja. I mean, good response, good reaction. He's like, hold up. I cannot kill your main. Like, no shot. There's no shot I can kill your main base. Yeah, the boys are pulled back. Do we cancel in time? He does. He does cancel 1. And now MiniZerg is forced into a 1 base all in. He lost the natural. He lost it. Now suddenly he's 1 base all in. Moja getting a little bit supply blocked. Does check the main. Does confirm that we have link speed on the way. Spine crawlers, and should confirm the roach horn as well. Yeah, confirms the roaches. Moja, he's racing back home. Moja, he's ahead economically. Moja's the first to expand. As we mentioned, MiniZerg is all in. He's all in. He has to end the game with this. Ooh, does cancel. Does cancel, does expand. MiniZerg is going to try to macro out of this instead. And we're in a really weird game state. After all the chaos, after all the aggression, after all the proxies, we're slowing things down into a macro game. The question becomes, who do we favor? Oh, a little bit indecisive there. Yeah, Roach Horn is being rebuilt. What's the plan? Are we going all in or not? He cancels the Roach Horn, throws it back down again. Indecisiveness out of MiniZerg. Again, MiniZerg is behind, so I feel like the all-in had to be the answer. Jesus, Moja double expanding, getting a 3rd CC as well. MiniZerg will scout the command center. There's just a lot of droning to do. He's double expanding. He's got the Roach Form, but isn't making use of it. And we'll see if Moja can recover economically. We're now going for the lair. It's going to be it. Almost a 6-minute lair timing. Let's go. Let's go. As we go for the Adult Swap. Going into Banshee play. Investing in the high-flight rotors. I mean, currently the queen count is very low. The anti-air is very limited. This is a big concern here for MiniZerg. Now, with his lair finishing, he should be able to morph in the Overseer and get a scout off, right? So we should be seeing an Overseer scout soon. That's also why the late lair is brutal, just because it means a late scout. A late Overseer. As things, they do attempt to poke in. They get one SCV. One SCV goes down. We have 7 roaches on the way. We should not be making roaches this early on unless we plan on going across the map. Yeah, it looks like panic roaches. Because MiniZerg is droning. These drones are so late. And these roaches are too early. And you couldn't even argue these are like defensive roaches because we have spines. We can just reposition. So once again, I should say indecisive play here. Indecisive play out of MiniZerg. Like, are we droning? Are we all in? What's the plan? I feel it looks like we have to be all in. Yeah, we're going all in. But now there are going to be defensive banshees. Mech is coming. We're going across the map. Walking the queens on the Alcoholic. It's going to take a long time. It's a longer rush distance by ground. This one is going to be 2 banshees. Moja doesn't see what's coming. Until now, he sees, he knows. Yeah, does spot the army. No creep, no transfuse. Kills the queen. Gets one. Now going for the other. Both queens will go down. Now we can focus on the Ravagers. And it's just free damage. Just free damage here. Gets 1 Ravager already before the fight begins. Gets a 2nd Ravager. Oh no. And Ravager's going to be going down. A Biles on the tank. There's 1 Ravager left. Down to 0, but he does get the tank though. Okay, tank goes down. Breaks through the low ground. Hit busting into the natural. The Banshees will eventually clean this up, but how much damage is going to be done? 3 Banshees. And 3 Banshees Lings, they do bust into the main. Hellions, they hold the line. Wow. The positioning is brutal. And the Ling Roach army, the all-in kills 2 SCVs. 3? 2. Wow, 2 SCV kills. Not enough damage here. Moja's natural is perfectly safe and sound. Lings are flooding in. We need more damage. Remember, MiniZerg is all in. He has no economy. No. And behind this, we're going for Aspire. I mean, Mutaplay can be very effective, but the problem here is the economy. 37 drones. Like, that's under 2 base saturation, by the way. Like, there's nothing at the 3rd. There's nothing at the 3rd base. Again, Moja is far ahead. And we can soon make, what, maybe 10 mutas? Depending on how much we bank up. Depending on how much gas we store. Again, the muta play is viable. Like, it has potential. The mutas have potential. But, do you have any queens, by the way? How many queens? 2. We have 2 queens. We have 2 spores. There's no spore at the 3rd. Banshees are moving in. There are not enough queens to deal with this. And Moja, he can wreak havoc. He can and he will. Yep, denies the spore. Killing more workers. Remember, there are only 2 queens. No, there's no transfuse. Yeah, no transfuse available. Gets 2 queens. They both get sniped. 0 queens left. We spoke about how, like, oh, mutas, they can pop off because there's no anti-air. I mean, likewise, MiniZerg also has no anti-air. Oh god, these flying machines, they're crazy, man. They're crazy. There we go. Mutas now pop out. Banshees a split to get away. Oh, was right, just rallying the Banshees in. And Moja has 70 workers, almost double the worker count of his opponent, plus mules. plus mules back. Alright, how many meters? 10? 11. Okay, 11 meters moving out. What's the answer looking like here? We have currently 2 cyclones. Oh, snipes a meter. Now up to 4 cyclones, no macfield accelerators. Lings they attempt to lapse in. Oh no, the mines! Oh, Jesus. Thankfully the mine shells don't go up on the meters. They'll snipe. Oh, 2 of the cyclones, there's still 2 left. Yeah, 2 cyclones remaining. Meters, they do catch a couple of tanks. But a lot of time is passing, more cyclones are amassing. Macfield accelerators has begun. 11 drones did go down. Also the Banshee. And Moja still looking solid. Oh, yes. I mean, this is how much money Moja has. Moja, he has 1,000 minerals in the bank. Like, Moja has been missing macro cycles. His macro has been lacking. But he has the spare resources, so why not just throw down a wall of turrets? Why not? Why not? Lings they slip in. Mutas they attempt to chase. Oof. Yeah, rough trade for the mutas. They're all going to be thrown away. GG gets called. Good luck in the next round. And Moja will claim the series 2-0, advancing on to the next round. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very back and forth and very chaotic series, might I add. Game 1, we saw Moja embrace mech, and we saw that MiniZerg, it took him a long time to realize what was going on. MiniZerg, he was stuck with a subpar army, stuck with Ling Bane Hydra. Despite that, he got away with his mutas. He was able to deal with the first push. We had a bit of a back and forth. I will still say that it did feel like MiniZerg was very indecisive when it came to the composition that he was building towards in Game 1, and that hurt him, as even though he was teching up, he never really built up his army and never teched up into any kind of brutal infestor or lurker tech or anything of that nature. So it did feel like maybe some of the inexperience catching up there with MiniZerg. Same here in game number 2. Very chaotic, very intense. We had the proxy, we had the cheese, we had MiniZerg. He defended really well. He defended well. He reacted well initially, but in the end, remember the follow-up, we saw like a roach warren, then he canceled the roach warren, then he threw it down again. We saw him make roaches and then drone and then make roaches again. Like it was just, again, it felt very indecisive there, and because of that indecisiveness, MiniZerg was falling further behind. If we had to be economic, then he was late when it came to droning. If we had to go all in, well, his tech was late there as well. But there we go. Regardless, GG well played. Congratulations to Moja. Moja does claim the series, does advance on into the next round to face off against Ducklings in the lower bracket quarterfinals. Let's go.